Hey, welcome to another S.Kärt session. Today we have in a rehearsing place some awesome dudes. I love these guys. If you like old school pop punk, you're going to love them. They are called Suntrace and they put on an awesome session, so enjoy.
I'm spreading bullet, cause there's something I must do support myself, I pay for my tears away. Left alone now, I got my hands in intact blood, like I am doing time, but when time is doing me. Yeah, time is doing me, cause I'm a failure, a victim of bad pain. If there's something I must do, I've got to be to get away. I'm showing on now, people broken radio, hope that it was a hope go away. I don't care now, why was I let myself say hello to blank walls and green road. Take green things to the road, cause I'm a failure, a victim of the brain. There's something I must do, it has got to be to get away, away, away. Cause I'm a failure, a victim of the pain. If there's something I must do, I've got to be to get away. Oh fuck, it's ending again, forget the sky, extinguish my fire, as I said again, without a nurse, who ain't stable by my door. Dark, I like to see, it's hurting me, to see the nature got back right, I wish I could be, somewhere it seems, to be so pretty, warm and summer. This weather is trying to kill me, no like the man to this money ground. All this rain goes to ill me, I'm so damn tired I can't play. I wish it would be summer, a real and proper winter. A winter would be light, which I wouldn't have to fight. Stay away, not be alive. This weather is trying to kill me. No light commands to this money ground. All this rain goes to ill me. I'm so damn tired I can't play. Chocolate and lollipops with us. It's nothing that you can't get in society. You are the most important thing in my life, no. Hope the feeling never ends. Hope the feeling never ends. Believe you'll never lose this feeling. I'm scared of that you lose it for someone who has a journey you like. Chocolate and lollipops with us. It's in our journey, girl, they like on the boat. To go and on the back now. It's all I can see. All I can see is the more. Believe you'll never lose this feeling. I'm scared of that you lose it for someone who has a journey you like. You'll never lose this feeling. I'm scared of that you lose it for someone who has a journey you like. Believe you'll never lose this feeling. I'm scared of that you lose it for someone who has a journey you like. Journey you like more. Yep. Take a sip. My eyes at you. I'll never fix the look on you. It's killing me. And I'm my heart. You playing tricks. I've been saying something to let the money's playing tricks. I've been up a couple words on you and I gone crazy. I need to cool down. Whoa. I need to mellow. Whoa. Need to cool down, whoa. Why need to mellow, whoa. Oh yeah. I remember we used to dream of summer nights with a being I know I love those things you let me to dream about myself. Faithful looking you and steady to stop. Making you see with my boring stories. I get nights I get something in my mind. Cause I see so much broken that in one idea. Why can't feeling go and lie to anyone? That I won't be here missing you like every fucking night. I need to cool down, whoa. I need to mellow, whoa. Need to cool down, whoa. I need to mellow, whoa. Oh yeah.
Whoa. Well, Suntrace, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you having us.
Yes. I appreciate that you made the trip here. And well,
We had the money to do it.
yes, this time,
This
yes.
time we had money also.
You should have come here. You were going to come a couple of weeks ago, but
Yeah.
you made it now. So well, you can tell us like how did you guys get started?
Well, I'd like to point out that your actual stand for mic. You're holding it for me.
Yep.
Thank you. Suntrace started in 2016, I think, and me and Emil, me and Toikkanen started to jam. He was a young boy back then. I was almost young boy back then, and I gave bass guitar to him and said, "You could maybe start playing bass." And about a year later, or then bass player Iiro from the last band called Local Garbage took off, and I asked Emil if he wanted to join the band, and he joined the band. Then you were 15, I think.
Or 16.
Yeah,
What year was this?
2015, I think. That this was like the very early stage of Suntrace, I think. And half year later, I think, in 2016, we got the name and started to do little shows like here and there. Pretty much in Kannus back then, where we're from.
How was the scene there in Kannus, the punk scene?
We are there, and we aren't even there anymore. He's from Himanka, which is like 15 kilometers from Kannus, I think, 20 maybe, and he still lives in Kannus, and I live in Tampere. Well, there's not a lot of bands in Kannus anymore. There used to be in 80s, I think there was like 20 bands maybe, and 90s the same thing. But when the people who play music and make the events have the equipment moved away about 2005, all the bands like stopped in there, and then young people had to build like this scene all over again in Monari.
Yeah, tell me about Monari, no? Because you played there. You usually play there. Like, what's that place?
It is a old military hospital and a school building from like the other part was made in 30s, I think, and the rest of it was finished in 50s. So it's a old wooden house where bands play. There's rehearsal places, and there's this one medium-sized hall, like holds 250 people, I think.
Now, how do you do? Because you mentioned now you all live in 3 different places. Like, how do you do the logistics, like to rehearse and?
I drive to Kannus and
So you meet in Kannus?
Yeah, in Kannus. I don't have a rehearsal place right now in Tampere. Like, there's only me and my guitar and practice pad.
You played Japan.
Yep.
And well, a song like Japan, for me, it reminds me of like the Blink 182 era of SUGARCOATED, like M&M's, and especially with you playing that your bass, your Music Man bass. And is that a band that influenced you, that you like?
I think when I started to play like skate punk things with drums, Enema of State was for me like the rehearsal disc. I think I played back and forth, but I think the biggest influence on us is a band where my brother played in 90s called Also Faces, and my brother Lassi was also in Normal Figures.
They're a punk band from Kannus.
Yeah, Also Faces was a punk band from Kannus, and Normal Figures was from Oulu.
Okay. I don't know. I have to check them out.
Look it up.
What type of punk did they play?
They sound like us.
We sound like them.
Okay.
Oh no, they sound like us.
Oh.
This year you released a song called Safe Place.
Yep.
Could you tell a bit about the song?
That is pretty old song. Like, I think the riff and the melody came about in late 2017, I think, and the lyric came like 2018 April, around that time. It used to be a power pop song. I'm big fan of power pop, like Mega City 4 and China Drum and you name it, all. Descendants is pretty big on me, so like it used to be this really like slow like pop song, and then I sped it up a little.
And the cover, what's the place in the cover?
That's Monari.
Okay.
Safe Place was originally about one girl, but then surprise. But then I started to think the lyric like, fuck, this is like all about Monari. You're being noisy and trashy and asshole and still something that holds you together, gives you the space to do what you want.
We love Monarch.
I'm fascinated with drumming. I love drumming. I know how to drum a little bit very bad. So
Me too.
no. So the idea of drumming and singing for me, it's like my brain doesn't comprehend that ability. So I don't know when did you start like drumming?
I started to play drums when I was like 7 years old, and up until like 15. It was kind of small time, because you know, when you're young you don't really know what you're doing. And when I was 15 I got a driver's license for a moped and a girlfriend and a skateboard, so I kind of laid low on drums. I played guitar back then a lot, and when I was 19, I think, when we started to jam, I started to play drums more, and since I was the only guy in the band scene back then who could sing a little, so I thought like, why not? Rodrigo from Satanic Surfers, if he wasn't around, I think I never would have sung for the drums.
Last year you played the first skate punk fest here in Helsinki.
Yeah.
How was it for you guys?
Really nice.
Nice times. All I can remember from it. The show was really nice, like how people took us. It was really amazing for us. Like there was like 100 people. It was like our biggest show ever, I think.
And any other bands that you saw that, you know, during that festival that you liked?
Pretty much all of them I got to see. Like live music is always, no matter the genre, but in that case
Darko's gig was
Yes, that-
fucking good.
yeah. And what else? Trier is one of my favorite
There,
bands,
yes.
I think.
Is there any other band now that, you know, that you've played maybe lately with or seen lately that you liked, that you would recommend?
Well, we've played with Class White for like 30 times. We were on a little tour, 2 shows only. We went to Kemi and played there. They're from Kemi, and then we go to Kannus and we played in a place called Kahvipaari. And Kahvipaari is like the oldest like pub in Finland.
Okay.
It's formed in 52, I think. So we played so fucking hard, like we had acoustic set. I had little bass drum and little snare drum and one crash with a lot of dent in it, like a lot of this plastic material. I don't know what it is. Sunbat, whatever you call it. And we played so hard, like there was a piano with old school radio on top of it, so the piano was shaking like this. Then we got out of the bar, a little drunk, and somebody just put my drums on the street and started playing.
It was me.
You fuck. And Eetu from Class Wipe got there and started drumming, and of course he did a little solo, so I had to battle him. I had to play too. So I started playing, like I was doing some fucking blast beats, I think, like loud as I can and fast as I can. In the middle of night, it was like 2 o'clock, so the police arrived. So I called the police with drums, and this was the second time in my career I've done that. The second time I called the police with drums was in Lahti. We like got this message, like you can play there, but there was no permits, no flyers, not anything. Nobody knew that we are going to play. So
There was one people.
one
Cool.
guy who let us stay over his house, which was really cool. But there was really dark, there was no lights or anything. We were outside behind this industrial building. I don't know what it was, but then I see some like lights in the middle of trees, and I start like looking. Oh, there's some kind of patch. This dude. Oh, it's a police. So they came and said, please leave, like people are calling, you are being noisy, and what are you doing, and there's no permits and no nothing, like why are you here? So we started explaining we have driven like 500 kilometers to get here to play this one show for this one guy.
And then I know that apart from Suntrace you have like huge career in rap.
Yep.
You had yesterday, no, your first rap
First
freestyle session.
rap gig.
It's
It
very
went-
mental rap music. Like his stuff is more like dependent on sleeping, and I'm more like a depressed guy. So
Yeah, it's pretty deep.
nobody
Pretty-
understand
pretty-
it, even we don't.
Pretty underground, no?
Yeah.
Yep,
Very underground.
really. And the first show was in Maanalainen, underground.
Underground also.
Yep.
Well, what are your future plans for Suntrace?
A pretty good sandwich would be nice. Cup of coffee and world domination.
Yep.
No, really.
Good.
Like no plans. Make music as long as it's fun to make. Play as
Planning
long
on releasing some album or like
Yeah.
longer album?
Yeah, like there has also like couple times we've been ready to record with this fucking virus thing, like fucked up everything. So I've been 2 times like really like let's do this album, and both of those times have like been you can come to the studio because of the virus and we have to wait.
Well, guys, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
coming. Really
Thank you.
appreciate it that you made the trip here, that you could make it, and I wish you all the best. And I'm sure I'll see you guys around. I'm sure.
Thank you.
In one of your
Thank
hip hop, in one of your hip hop.
Yep.
We don't have a name yet, but stay tuned.
Yes.
Montrace.
Yes. Yes. Good. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching until the end. If you would like to purchase one of Suntrace albums or stream their music, there's links in the description. You can also go follow them in social media because all the support will mean a lot to them. And what? See you in the next one.